Okay, we're recording at 6 o'clock. How do you like that? Welcome everyone to virtual yoga. We're doing this on the full moon. It's a super moon. It's the biggest moon there'll be all year, which means it's, I think, 14%, appears 14% bigger, which of course, number one, it's always full. We just only see it that way, right? The moon itself doesn't actually change. And number two, it's the perspective of, right? It's really, the moon itself hasn't changed size. It's just that it appears to be 14% or whatever percent sooner. And I just saw on one of our local Albuquerque next door groups that they're calling for an 8 p.m. howl, which I want to personally endorse. If you want to howl at the moon, what a great time to do it. Just, keep your social distancing. Anyway, welcome to yoga. And I'm going to start. I'll need to stand up here for a minute just to allow people to come in. So I'll just do a little teaching today. So why is full moon? Why does yoga care about moons? Well, actually, the name of this kind of yoga that we're going to do today that we've been doing is called HaTha yoga, sometimes pronounced HaTha yoga. Of course, the th sound is mostly American. Most places don't have it. So it's HaTha yoga, which means sun, moon. Ha, sun, ta, moon. So the very understanding of what we're doing is all about the sun and the moon. And what does that mean? It's about opposites. So it's about, each of us, all moon and sun. And sometimes we're more moonish, sometimes we're more sunnish, right? So what does that mean? So it's sometimes assigned to gender. It's of course not really gender. It's about sun being the aspect of strength and movement forward and power, and moon being the aspect of connection, consensus, wholeness, flexibility, openness. And obviously we need both of those things. That's one not good or bad, it's a balance. So in yoga, we honor the phases of life. Truly, even the seasons of the year, you're only supposed to do certain kind of poses during a certain kind of year. There's poses that cool you off and heat you up, all those things. But the moon is one of the things that we definitely honor. So that's what I thought this practice today would be more about the moon. And the word for full in Sanskrit, in yoga's basic language, Sanskrit, is purna. And purna is one of those great words that means we translate it as full. So this is a purna moon, a full moon. There's a great chant, which I'll do at the end for the Purnamida. But actually, the concept of purna isn't exactly a concept that we can directly translate, because it means a fullness that doesn't have an emptiness. And that doesn't really exist so much, right? We're very binary. We say it's full or empty, it's on or off, it's good or bad, I like you, I don't like you. It's that's a lot of our culture. But in India, in Sanskrit, in yoga, Purna describes those things that actually never are depleted. So what would that be? Well, the first one that comes to mind is love, right? We can love. If we give love, we don't have less love. And so the idea of Purna in this practice, I want to suggest, always what I say is take what you want, leave the rest. But the idea of Purna in this practice is to come to the fullness of yourself, to even use your imagination, that one of those 5 thought forms we hardly use except to worry. So instead of using imagination for worrying, which we're probably all really good at this time, we want to use imagination for imagining our fullness, for finding that sensation in the poses, in the breathing, in the practices that tell us something about ourselves, that go, yes, that feels good. What feels good? What's the thing that I love? What's happening in me? And then with that little bit of juice, of your rasa, your juice, you begin to think of yourself in a fuller way. So that's the idea of Purna. And we'll do some practices that are particularly for the moon cycle. And we'll do the pranayama I'd like to do today. I'd like to do it 3 times. It's especially good for our lungs. And I've been noticing it's fantastic that doctors and nurses are actually talking about breathing practices, which are all yogic, the ones I've seen. And they are so good for building lung capacity. And, I really got into yoga because of lung issues. So I'm very much into it. So we're going to start right off with standing, and we're going to do some lung practices, breathing practices. This is called breath of fire. We're going to do the same practice 3 different times throughout our hour together. And so it's very simple, and you just want to, if you ever feel lightheaded or it doesn't feel good, please just stop, right? Obviously. So I say obviously, but a lot of times, myself included, we have a teacher, we think, well, we should do it. Well, I should do it. So I want to remind us again and again that, yeah, I'm offering this, but if it ever feels too much, just please back off. That's your body, it's your breath. So the practice is you inhale, you take the arms up. You exhale, take the arms out to the side. You inhale, take the arms up, and then you exhale through the mouth and bend over. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep going. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Bend your knees, float up. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep going. See if you can feel your body move in space and really exhale, float forward. Inhale up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, float down. 5 more. Inhale, float down. 4, 3, 2, float down, and then slowly roll up all the way to the top, and let your eyes close if possible, and just see how you feel. If it's possible, just let your eyes close and see what your lungs feel like, your shoulders. Imagine that you, with your eyes closed if possible, or look down, lift the toes and feel the earth kind of glide up through your feet, up through your legs, and then into your head. What do your arms feel like? And just experience your body. Maybe your hands feel like they're a little bit relaxed and away from your body, like you feel the volume underneath of the air between your body and your arms. Just see if you can feel that. And just see what you feel. And then as you're looking at yourself, being super interested, really listening to yourself, you may be called to set a small intention or a big intention for your practice today together. It's up to you. If you'd like to work on some part of yourself that needs a little help, or you want to dedicate the practice to someone who needs a little help, take a moment and consider your intention. Okay, so we'll do that same breath of fire twice more in the middle and at the end. And I definitely recommend, it's pretty safe as long as you're not locking your knees. If you're just inhaling, exhale, inhale, like that, it can be so good for you. It can really help with energy, and it can really help in general. So that's our first time. Now we're going to get down on the floor. We're going to move there slowly, and we're going to work on opening the hips. And then we're going to do some moon salutations and have even more fun, right? Okay, so let's come down to the front of the mat, and we're just going to flow to the floor. So inhale, bend the knees, make the arms come up like a big full moon, not straight, soft. Exhale, round over. Not a flat back, a round back. Inhale, pulse up like a rag doll. Exhale, come down. Hands to the floor and just bring the knees down. And just do a few cat-cows now. Inhale, the heart melts down. The belly goes down. Exhale, you pull your belly to the back and round up. Just do a few of those. Just sort of see what's going on. On the exhale, sometimes you might roll to the side a little bit. Just see, is there any? I generally feel difference between left and right. You know, we're pretty sided. So just a few of those. And then inhale. Exhale, take your left knee into your chest. And inhale, reach it out. Take the opposite arm and just go forward. And now pull the belly to the back and reach the foot away from the hand. So feel like your limbs are actually expanding your spine. And now we're just going to bring the knee toward the elbow. Inhale, exhale, knee to the elbow. Inhale, out. Exhale, inhale. 2 more. Good, and then put the hand down and We're going to bend the knee and bring it over to the side and let your head look back, and then bring that knee up to your elbow if you can, and then bring it down and back. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it to the side, lift it up as high as you can. So it's not by the ground, it's up high by your elbow, and then bring it back. And just keep doing this, bend the knee, look at your knee, and then go back. And you can feel what we're doing is opening that hip, right? It's quite a moonish thing to do. I made that up. But still, it feels good, I think, just to open the hip a little bit. Just a couple more of those. Just bring the bent knee toward the elbow and then lift up. One more. And now we're going to bring the bent knee to a pigeon. So take that same knee and bring the knee toward the wrist and walk the leg back. And I don't know if you can see me. I'll do it on the floor. It might be easier. So the knee is at an angle. And then this hip, you want to try to roll it down. Inhale. And exhale, you can come just a little bit down, or you can come all the way down. And we'll be here for a few breaths. You absolutely want no pain in your knee. Like that's, you don't want pain anywhere, but for sure you don't want it in your knee. Where do you want sensation? Probably around the buttocks, the hip, the leg, but not the actual knee joint. If you can come all the way down, do that. Mostly see if you can close your eyes. You don't have to balance now, so just close your eyes. Inhale, lift the right hip a little bit. Exhale, roll it down. Now, if that's too easy, you could roll to the side and bring the foot forward and come back down. So we have another entry. Okay. Lisa, nice to have you. So we're just doing that pigeon pose on the left leg. Couple more breaths here. Again, if it's easy, you can take that foot a little bit forward. If it's too hard, bring the leg back. Couple more breaths. And then we're just going to come back up and bring the knee back to meet the others. And then just roll the hips in circles a little bit. And I'll go to the other side so you can see again, just a few cat-cows. And then lift the other leg up, probably your right. Doesn't matter as long as it's the other. We only have two. And then the foot reaches away from the hand. Pull the belly to the back and breathe. Rock the shoulder down, the lifted arm shoulder, it's your left arm probably, and reach away. Now we're going to bring the elbow toward the knee. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale. See if you can breathe and move with the breath. Make that the main thing you're thinking about. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, suck the belly to the back and pull the knee in. One more. And then bring the hand down. Reach the leg back, bend the knee, look at your knee, and then bring the knee all the way to the elbow, and then back and up. Bend the knee, look at it all the way to the elbow, back and up. So you're making these huge circles with your knee and watching it. Inhale, lift, bend the knee, bring it forward. Really feeling that hip joint, which is in your buttocks, right? Really the biggest joint in the body, getting some nice movement. And then bring the knee forward to that pigeon on that side. Walk the back leg away. Inhale, you might lift up. Exhale, you might come down. No knee sensation. Plenty of sensation here, but not in the actual joint. Flex the front foot, the foot that's crossed in front. Flex means bring the toes toward the knees. And then slowly let that left hip, the leg that's back, roll down. Inhale, lift the hip a little bit. Exhale, roll it down. So what you're doing is being a sleuth for your own sensation. Looking into your body, where do I feel this? What does it feel like? How can I shift it slightly? So maybe if I bring that knee back a little bit and extend the leg back, I got a new sensation. Not pain, sensation. So I'm sleuthing, I'm seeing what it is, where do I feel it, how can I work with that sensation? Another thing you can do is bring the knees toward each other, suck the knees toward each other, and then sink down a little lower. Great, just a couple more breaths here. If you can come down all the way, that's fine, you don't have to. And then from here, we're gonna go to down dog. So we're gonna bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the back foot under, and lift the leg to downward facing dog. And this is our first down dog of our practice, so definitely take a few walks, walk the dog. So bend one knee and then the other. Just get some nice motion in the body. See if you can feel the action in the legs and not the arms. So if you're feeling like my arms are too weak, bend the knees. Let the sitting bones go back. Keep the knees bent. If when you straighten the legs, you go forward, then just keep the knees bent. Then keep one leg now. Let's keep the left leg down. Lift the right leg up. Bend the knee and open the hip. So take that same sort of shape that we did with the bent knees on the floor and open the hip. Just bring it back. See if you can maybe look under your left shoulder and wiggle your toes at yourself. A little wave of the toes. And then bring that leg down. Then lift the other leg up, open the hip again. You're going to try to bring the leg back, open the hip. The standing leg, as much as possible, is stable. And you want to try to not have the weight more on one arm than the other. And then slowly walk, bring the foot down and walk forward to a forward fold. So you're just in a forward fold and you're hanging out here. Soften the knees and roll up. Okay, so hopefully you feel a little more open in the hips and a little more fluid. And now we're going to do some moon salutations, but I thought we'd start for contrasting purposes with a sun salutation and then do moon salutations, because I think then you really feel the difference between the Hatha yoga, the sun moon, Hatha yoga. So this is Ha, this is sun. And we've done them many times. Inhale, you take the arms up. Exhale, you fold over. Inhale, halfway up, flatten the back. Exhale, fold down, step back to plank pose. You can stay in plank pose or bring the knees to the ground or come forward and hold. You can do a few push-ups from your chaturanga. Then you can either come up to up dog or you can have your legs on the floor for cobra. And then downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. As you breathe here, you can move the knees a little bit until you can find that nice length. Feel the weight on the ball mount to the fingers, not the wrist. In fact, it's a good practice to isometrically try to lift the wrists off the floor in down dog. What you'll find is that you activate the underarms. 2 more breaths here. On the exhale, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, arms out and up, all the way to the sky and back down. So that's a really called Surya Namaskar. Surya is sun. It's another way, Ha, sun. Surya is sun. Namaskar is a blessing, sort of like namaste, but a blessing of movement. So now this is going to be a moon salutation, which is softer. So instead of straight arms, we're going to have full moon arms like this. And as you do that, feel your shoulders roll down your back a little bit. It's not this, it's this. Okay, here we go. Feet soft, the knees soft. Inhale, knees bend, arms go up to a round shape. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, round up like a rag doll. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shoot the left leg back, right leg forward, knee to the ground. Inhale, exhale, sink forward. Inhale, arms up to a full moon. Exhale, we're going to stay here a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. So again, we're feeling the fullness, the purna in our arms as if there's something there. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. So we're feeling the volume of our space. We're going to take one more inhale and reach back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. And then exhale back to the knees. Inhale, let the sitting bones go up. Here the sitting bones are down. Sitting bones up, spine is arched. Exhale, you come forward and bring the chest to the floor. And then inhale up, cobra. I like to do a cross cobra, so look over one shoulder and then the other, and then downward facing dog. Just a few breaths here. Look between the hands, bring the left foot forward, take the right knee down, come up, same thing, full moon, inhale. Exhale, just stay here. So if you can, take the elbows back, shoulders down. As the elbows move back, you can feel your shoulder blades kind of go on your back, right? See if you can sink forward, but not let the heel be light. So you might move the foot forward so the heel stays heavy. Now we're going to inhale, open, exhale, forward, half moon, inhale, full moon, exhale, hands to the floor, tuck the back toes under, and step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, roll up, round back, arms to roundness, and exhale down. So let your eyes close for a moment and experience a full moon salutation. We're going to do it again, this time just a little bit faster, but never feel that you have to go at my pace. The idea is to find that connection between movement and breath. That's the whole deal. So again, soft knees, and I would say, even if you can put your feet together, you might consider, knees hip width apart or wider. Inhale, round arm. Exhale, roll over like a rag doll. Inhale, pulse up. Exhale down. Inhale, right foot back, right knee on the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Plank toes to knees. Sitting bones go up, chest between hands. Inhale, up, cobra. You can be a low cobra if that's too much. High cobra, your choice. But then do the twisted cobra. Down dog. Couple breaths here. Again, feel free to move, sort of see what your body wants to do. This is not a static, forceful practice. Look forward, take the other foot forward. I believe it's the right foot. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up, roll open. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. And then inhale, roll up slowly. See how you feel. Okay, so now we're going to do another little breathing practice, but it's also really great for the leg strengtheners. I was doing this morning, I'm really loving it. So it's sometimes called Deva pose. So the feet point out and the knees bend, and you sit down as low as you can go and then lift the torso. And you can take the feet a little wider, it's a little more stability, but you want to sit down as low as you can go and then take the torso back. So you're not leaning forward like this, right? You're taking torso back. Now the knees are trying to roll out. Lift the toes. You can lift the heels if you needed to, right? It's possible. Try that. Bring the heels down. So you're going to be here for a little while. And the longer you're here, the more challenging it is, clearly. But what I found is that, you get to a little shaking sensation, little intensity. It's kind of nice to stay with that if you can, unless it's scary or something hurts or it's sharp. Any of that, don't do it. But if it's just kind of intense, you might try staying with it. And we're going to do this, try to stay with it by thinking more of the breathing. So inhale, bring the arms together like this. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, slowly arms open. Exhale, arms go up. Inhale, arms go back. Exhale, arms come together. Keep doing that. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You feeling your legs? Good. Go a little lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Sit a little lower. Exhale. I promise you it feels fantastic when you're done. Exhale together. You can, of course, straighten your legs anytime you need to. Inhale. We're going to do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sorry, try again. Inhale, open, this is our second one. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, sit a little lower if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now slowly put your hands on your knees and straighten your legs. Turn your knees in, your toes in. Inhale, hands at the waist, open. Exhale, fold over. Soften the knees. Go side to side. Take the feet a little wider. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale. Now this is going to do something sort of fun. We're going to take our left hand by our left foot. And then, so left hand by left foot. And then straighten the left leg and bend the right and come over to the right side. If you can lift that right arm up, or you can keep the right arm down. But the left hand is by the left foot and that leg is straight and you're bending the right. Two more. Come down, switch sides. So now the right hand by the right foot, and then bend the left leg. Oh, and lift the left arm up if you can. Sit down a little lower. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle. Then bring both hands down and heel toe your feet a little closer. And bring your hands to your thighs and just roll up slowly. Great. So we're going to do a combination of warrior two, half triangle to half moon. We've done that in the many classes some of us have done together. We did it a little bit in the last class as well. So I sometimes think it might be easier to see this off the mat. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'll demonstrate it for you, and then you can just do it without looking at the screen maybe. So I'm going to have a block handy on the outside. We'll start at the right foot. I'm going to do this really slow-mo movement, which is practicing balance, of course. And then the leg comes down to a warrior two. Then we're going to straighten, go to triangle. From triangle is where we're going to go to half moon. So you bend the front knee, you bring your hand in front, and then lift up. That's half moon, and then we'll shift to the other side. Okay, so that's the practice. Here we go. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Hands on the waist. Soften the knees. Take the left leg, lift it. Eyes on a steady point of focus. This is full-on balance, right? You're just trying to see what it's like to have all your weight on one leg. And now you're going to move in that balance. So you slowly bring the leg back. Very slowly. And then eventually the foot comes down, right? So now it's a warrior two. So you're pretty wide. The front knee is bent over the front ankle and the back leg is straight, arms out to the side. Roll your shoulders down. Make sure the knee's going to the little toe side in front. So the knee's going out, the back thigh is moving to the back plane. Move the torso back. Probably we're a little forward, so see if you can get even and breathe here. Inhale, exhale, roll the shoulders down. Inhale, exhale. See if you can relax your gaze, look out over your middle finger. Great, and then inhale, straighten the front leg by pressing the foot, but don't hyperextend the leg. Keep a slight bend in the front knee. So try that again, bend the knee. Inhale, exhale, slowly straighten, but keep a slight bend. And then inhale, reach, reach, reach. You can bring the hand, your top hand to your waist. Your hand can go to your shin or even the floor. And then let's roll the top open. So inhale, lengthen the side body. Exhale, roll it open. So you have that whole shift of the torso. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, shift. So you're turning up. And then the hand can stay here or it can go up. 5 breaths here. And we're going to look down, hand to the waist, bend the front knee, and kind of push off that back leg. You can drag it forward if you'd like, and then lift the back leg up. And again, we're gonna roll the torso open and then lift the arm, or keep the arm down. Half moon, inhale. See if you can breathe deeply, feel the body, open the top shoulder, not the arm, it's the shoulder, the blade you want on the body. And then we're gonna slow-mo back to warrior two. Good, and then straighten the leg and flip sides. So you just turn to the other side, and we're gonna start with the warrior two, so the knee bends, hands to the hips, turn toward the long edge of the mat. So you can take your hands to your rib cage and kind of turn it. So you're right facing the long edge of the mat, and then the knee is a little toe side, lift the arms up and look out over the middle finger. See if you can roll the shoulder blades down. Relax the jaw, look out over that middle finger. Now we're gonna straighten the front leg the same way. Press the foot. Inhale, slowly, but not all the way. Keep a slight bend. Do it again, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten. Good. And now we're gonna reach forward like there's something we really want. If you have a walk, you might wanna take it with you. There's something I really want. And then the arm goes up. Let's take the hand to the waist again. Again, feel this side of the body. What you want to do is kind of roll it behind you. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. So you're rolling the torso toward the sky. And then the hands go up if you can. 5 breaths here. You can look at your hand if possible, or look straight ahead, or look down. Be sure to keep a slight bend on that front knee. Press the ball mounts of the big toe down. See if you can find the shift of the torso. Then bring the hand to the waist. Look down. The block or the floor is in front of you on the left. Lift the back leg up for a half moon. We did 2 half moons, so that's a full moon. Just kidding. So you can do a full moon here. You can bend the knee and grab the foot, but I thought this is more liberating right now, and I'm looking for liberation. I think we probably all are. And breathe here. See if you can roll the torso open. Pull the belly in. Make it about generated from the belly. And then we're going to float down slowly back to a warrior two. Hands to the waist. And again, face the long edge of the mat. So this time we're going to roll forward with a bind of the fingers if you can. So one way to do it is to just interlace the fingers and straighten the arms, and then fold over. If that's not available to you, you could also just hold the wrist like this, or you could put the hands on the waist. All of those are totally fantastic. And then inhale, open the heart. So try to feel that. You're trying to get this spread across the chest, right? It's a physical thing you want to feel. It's spiritual, emotional, but it's also physical. You want to feel that opening. So as you interlace the fingers, if you can, you straighten your arms and you just feel that just stretch right across the chest. Inhale, and then exhale, soften the knees, bend them as you come down. And breathe here. See if each breath can you experience more deeply whatever it is you're feeling. So where do you feel it? So if I bend my knees a little bit, I get a little deeper. And then I try straightening a little bit, I get a little deeper. So just play with your experience. See if you can think about lifting the hands up toward the sky and then over toward the floor in front of you. Slowly we take the hands back to the hips and let them slide down. And again, heel toe your feet in and roll up slowly. Okay, we're gonna do breath of fire. Again, this is about halfway through our practice. So we'll just do it 5 times this time. And again, one way to do it, there are a lot of ways to do it, but one way to do it is the first exhale is through the nose. The second one, when you're flying over, is through the mouth. That's how I prefer, but you could have a different preference. Here we go. Inhale. Inhale. 3, 4, 5. Hang over. Soften the knees and roll up. And again, let the eyes close for a moment and see how you are. Let the arms release as if you're in a pool of viscous honey that's really supporting you. So everything is very effortless, and there's energy sort of in the body, the physical prana, maya, anamaya prana. I can't remember the name, that's funny. It'll come to me. The realm of the physical. Great, and let the eyes open again. Shake the legs a little bit. So we did a balance. I'd like to do a strength pose now, and it's really we're gonna use the wall as we did in the first time we did this, 3 different L's to the wall. So if you have a wall, it's ideal. Now, I mean, I'm sure you have a wall. I mean, I'm hoping you have walls, but you may not have the wall accessible to you. So I'll give you options not using the wall, but I'm gonna go ahead and move this mat so that I can use a little bit of a wall to put my legs up the wall. If you don't have a wall, I'll show you an alternative. So we're gonna start with down dog and then one leg up the wall. And some of us, if they don't have the wall, they just lift the leg up. For those of us who have the wall, we can walk into a half handstand. So we come to our down dog and we bend the knees and let the heart melt down. Now, if we don't have a wall, we're just gonna lift the leg up at the one-legged down dog. If we have a wall, we can use the wall and really get a nice stretch like that. And then to the other side, nice stretch, right? So that's really a nice thing to do just to get some nice opening. Now, again, if we have the wall, it would be good to make an L shape, which is actually a sort of preparation for handstand, which we're not doing today, but it's a great way to build strength in the body. So, and that's really, the pose is not what matters, of course, it's the body. So you start in the same place you were, but you move your hands back a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way back. So you start in your down dog, you bring your hands back a bit, bend the knees. Again, the sitting bones point toward the sky. Here they're pointing toward the floor, there they're pointing toward the sky, and then bring one leg at a time up. And just see how long you can hold this. Bend the knees, let the heart melt toward the wall, and breathe. Now, if you don't have a wall, do the one-legged down dog or just down dog. That's also an inversion. This, of course, is definitely an inversion because the head is below the heart. I think it is. I'm upside down, but I believe it is. And then when you're done, whenever that is, just rest and come down. And another way to get to the wall is to put the legs up the wall. And if you have a wall, again, you can come to the side and just put the legs up like this. And if you don't have a wall, then you can just, lie on your mat and bring the legs up like this. Bend the knees if it's more comfortable. So just take a moment and relax here, either with the legs up the wall or the legs in the room. Now, that business of using a wall to make a table, if you have interest in building more upper body strength, which is really helpful for us in our life, I think I've always said that the purpose of yoga is to make our lives more delightful. It's not to do poses. So, but it can be really nice to have strength in your arms. And so I thought we'd do a little bit more with that. And I want to give lots of ways to get there. So what we just did, which is the L shape to the wall, is a great one. The other thing to do is sort of the push-up thing, but it could be that you're not up for a push-up, like it's too much for you even on your knees. In that case, it's actually fine, to do a wall. So you just bring the elbow by the body, and then the forearm is basically parallel to the floor, or this is a right angle, like it's that low. And then you just practice rolling the shoulders back and pushing back and forth. Actually, that uses muscles. The other way to do it is to do it on your knees or not on your knees. So we're going to do 10 of these, and you're going to choose which ones, wall, knee, no knee. So here we go. So if you're on your knees, you're going to go this 10 times, like this, 10 times, right? Just a little bit. Or you're going to stay in plank for 10 breaths, or we're going to do 10 push-ups, okay? So here we go. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, 1. So it's actually very low. 2, 3, 4. Use your core, pull your belly to the back. 5, 6, 7. Use your legs. 8, lift your hips. 9. Did I miss one? I think I did. And then sit back in child's pose. Just relax for a moment. So it's so good to get some arm strength, upper body strength. So I do recommend either at the wall or on the knees. Now we're going to lie on our back and do some core strength. And what I'd like to do is practice lifting the hips up. So you can use your hands by the side and just press the hands down and lift the hips up like that. Just do that. 10 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let the knees come together and relax. So again, all we're able to do there with that is to use our core body strength to lift the hips in the air. I mean, that's got to be helpful to us as time goes on. Now we're going to do this to shift the hips and move the knees. So Mikey and I have the arms out to the side. We lift the hips up. Then we lift the knees up. Lift the hips and we're going to shift them to the right like that. And then bring the knees to the left, but not all the way down. Just hover. Inhale, come up. Shift to the other side. Knees to the right. Look the other way. Hover. And just do this at your own pace. You're shifting knees and shifting hips and bringing knees the opposite direction. There's no rush. There's just practice of lifting the hips, moving the knees. Just one more on each side. And then let the knees come together and relax. You can do that sort of, this is called the windshield wiper sometimes. Just let the knees go side to side. Great. And then we're going to bring our knees to the chest and just roll forward and back. That's all, just roll. Feel your spine. And then we're going to keep doing that, but we're going to pause and hold ourselves in a boat pose. We're going to do that 5 times, just pausing. So inhale back, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. Great. And then cross the legs and come standing up to the top of the mat again to a forward fold. So we're just going to soften the arms, feel the softness, shake the arms side to side, swing a little bit side to side. We're going to roll up. Great. We're going to do one more standing balance before we go to the floor. And this is such a great hip opener. It's really one of my favorites. So your eyes are on a steady point of focus. You lift one leg up, flex the foot, and put it over the other knee. Right there, you might be done. But if you fold forward, you'll feel it even more in the hips. So inhale, and you can always use a wall, of course, to come down. Exhale, fold. And then stay here. You can hold on to the foot and the knee. And then slowly come up, lift the leg up, and then bring it down. Okay, then just the other side. So again, standing on the other leg, lift it up, flex the foot, bring it over the knee. You can stay here. You might notice a difference in flexibility here. And then slowly fold over. You don't have to come all the way to the ground. And then slowly come up. Great. So third time of breath of fire. We're going to do it 7 times this time. And as you're breathing now, I think you probably are understanding and feeling in your body. I don't mean understanding intellectually, I mean an experience of it, of the pose. So now it's going to be the practice. It's going to be pretty straightforward. So now maybe we can liberate our minds to imagine. So as we're breathing like this, we want to imagine our whole torso, and especially the back of the body, as we breathe, inhaling, and as we exhale, coming back together. So it's this real sense of imagining the lungs pulsating, as all of life does, right? Pulsating. So we'll begin 7. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last one, 7, hangover, just hangover. And then from here, we're going to slowly sit down to a squat. So if you can, you want to come onto your heels and sit down. Now, if that's too much, you can have something underneath your heels, like a blanket or a pillow, like you could have this, like so. That's, if it's not possible, bring the heels down. We're going to be here for a few breaths, though. So try to find some place where you're grounded. You can have your heels on something. Press your elbows back, lift the sternum up, lift the pelvic floor. Imagine yourself with your eyes closed, perhaps in space. So you're pressing your feet, you're lifting your heart, pressing your hands. And then slowly come forward and extend the legs in front of you. And it can be nice to have the feet on kind of a slippery surface and not the sticky mat. It's called sticky for a reason, right? So bend the knees and bring the torso right next to the thighs. And you can pull the flesh of the buttocks back a little bit and fold. And then either take the feet or just keep the hands at the shins and begin to fold forward. If you feel yourself rock back, bend the knees more. So just as you're able to, fold forward. You can use a strap. You could not grab the feet. Mostly just pull the belly to the back and let the torso cascade over the thighs. Just allow the body, without forcing, allow the body to fold. The forward folds are, I think, extremely grounding. So they're not grounding if we're struggling or if we're thinking that we should be doing it differently. So it's grounding if we can relax. See if you can just let the torso relax over the thighs. And then put the hands by the side, roll up super slowly so that you're sitting up. And then if it's possible for you, take one leg, lean to the side, and bend the knee back so the toes point forward. You might be feeling like you're lifting to the side, so you can definitely lift the sitting bones up, and you can put the hand there too to keep you up. If your knee doesn't do this, like it's painful in any way, an option is to just bring the knee down like this, even a soft bend. It doesn't have to even be close to the thigh like this. Just the knee bent in some way so that the hip has got some asymmetry to the other one. So if possible, as I say, the knee goes back in this HaTha, it's called. And then if possible, we lift the other sitting one up. We inhale, lift the arm up. Exhale, we fold forward. And we can use the other leg as a staple, or we can bring it forward. You can breathe here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. See if you can use your stability arm, your pivot there, to push up and then breathing. See if on the exhale you pull yourself, your belly button towards your back a little bit more and get a little lower. And slowly come up. And we're just going to bend that extended leg and take the right arm behind us, the same side that with the knee I just bent, left hand to the right knee, and then turn. So just inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and look behind you. So it's this big torso twist. Feel the ending of the turn comes from the belly. So inhale, exhale, pull the belly in, and then turn. So that movement is really from the belly. And if you want, you can look forward. I've always liked this sort of elegant feeling. Little stretch to the neck. And then we'll come out of the pose and switch sides. So the left leg extends, the right knee bends back. And if you have any sensation in your knee, of course, you can always put a knot in your knee. You remember those from many years at the studio. I still have my knot, because this knee sometimes gives me a little talking. So I put the knot right behind the knee, and that really helps that knee relax a little bit for me. You can try it if you want. And then again, we want to lift the flesh of the other hip up. Inhale, arm goes up. Exhale, we fold forward. The foot that's bent, if possible, you want the toes pointing back. See if you can find your breath. And each exhale, consider the path of pulling the belly to the back at the exhale and then folding. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. A couple more breaths here. And then slowly come up, bend the extended leg, left arm goes behind us. We can lift the right arm up and then put it on the opposite knee and turn and look behind us. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, pull the belly in and turn behind you. And then look forward. Again, you're still twisting your body. Your belly is still pulling in and then turning to the back, but your head is now turned back, which can feel really good on the neck. And then slowly release. Great. I thought we'd do a fish pose again for the neck. So this part of the body, the neck, these muscles, they tend to do kind of the same thing all the time, like the rest of the body. So the fish pose has us drop our head back. And then once the head is dropped back, you kind of open your jaw and you open it low and lift it forward. Like a fish, right? So that can be really nice for the jaw and the neck. And the rest of the pose, you can experiment with what works for you. It can be an easy cross leg. Of course, if you do full lotus, you can do full lotus. I like to put the hands under the buttocks like this, and then press the elbows down and let the head come back. So try that out. If that doesn't feel good, you can always come down on the floor and just do this, right? That's totally fine. And I'm going to start on the elbows, lift the sternum, let the head come back, and then open and close the jaw. Stretching the muscles of the, hope I didn't lose my audio, muscles of the neck. And then slowly come forward. Great. Okay, so final pose is an easy forward fold. So the bottom of the feet are together. We're going to inhale, lift up. The feet are comfortable. So wider is better, or if it's comfortable, you can bring them close. Something that is comfortable. Inhale and exhale, fold down. And just breathe here. You might take your hair and pull it. Just kind of get the tension, any tension out of the neck and shoulders and head and hair. Just pull the hair. And slowly come up and lie back down for your final rest pose. And I'll talk you through it. I'll stay seated, but you please lie down on your back and take rest. Shavasana is a kind of sleep. It's a kind of ease. So as you begin to release your body down and your shoulders relax and your jaw relaxes, and your eyes soften, you might roll your eyes in circles, first clockwise, with your eyes closed, I mean, the lids are closed, and then roll your eyes counterclockwise, and then look way up into the top of the head, like you can see into your head, and then look way down. And then if you can, take your head hands behind your head and lift your head off the floor and then slowly let it come back down. And then let the arms rest, probably palms up. The knees roll out a little bit. And you just take it easy. Notice how you feel. And as we said, the very first class, and I'll probably say every class, what yoga means is not the body, it's the mind. We use our beautiful manifestation of our body to help us quiet our minds. We get to choose what we think about. We get to choose how we react. We create in ourselves a sacred space that in yoga is called home. Home is an internal spot. And the more we make friends with our own home, my experience is the happier we are. We recognize our own little foibles and we kind of think it's funny. We did that again. We recognize other people's foibles, the same. We begin to make peace with ourselves. We begin to recognize that we're all so much more alike than we are different. And within our own uniqueness is also the common union, the yoga, to ourselves and to everyone else. And in that place that we call home in yoga, we look for that pure fullness, the purna, the fullness and richness of ourselves. So I'll close with the chant of the Purnamida, which basically just says, everything is perfect, full and rich. We are where we are who we are, and that's to be celebrated. Om Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight on this super full moon in April 7th, 2020. I honor the fullness and richness of each of you, and I bow to you with all my heart. Namaste. Have a beautiful night. Give yourself a hug.